Hi guys, Al DeMarco here with your Wednesday video report. 16 and 5 run with the complimentary plays. The plays I'm giving away for free here on the video report. Over the past 11 days, took a split last night, won in the NIT with Louisiana Tech, lost in the play-in game with Manhattan. Two more complimentary plays as I put that 16 and 5 roll, all backed by in-depth analysis as usual, coming up here on the video report in just a moment. Listen guys, before I go any further, it's something I've told you in the past, but I want to just reiterate it today because I know how many of you have just come back after taking a little siesta after the Super Bowl. The bottom line is this. When I took what was a dying 900 number industry and I took it to the internet and I created this sales platform, I created these sites, and believe me, I have seen knockoffs of my sites. I feel like Prada watching their products being sold, spelled differently in shopping carts on street corners in Manhattan. That's how I feel, okay? I see knockoffs out there and I'm going, gee, that looks a lot like the work that I created. I put 2.5 years into creating almost 14 years ago for the debut of these sites over 12 years ago. But the difference is this. I can't be worried about the knockoffs because frankly, you can take the next 5, 6 companies in this business and they are not half as big as us if you combine their total assets. That's the way it is. And the difference is they don't have me. And that's not patting myself on the back, at least not yet. No, the fact is they don't have me because I believed when I created this website and this entire industry, this online business, this way that you can get picks, I had two philosophies. One, you don't have to spend big money to make big money. That the day of these guys, these sharks charging you thousands of dollars for one single play, and after they exhaust the money that you give them up front, they come back and tell you, hey, we need another $2,000 because we got to buy some new information. What information? They're buying a ring for their girlfriend, their mistress at the jewelry store. That's what they're using that money to buy something for. The other thing that I've always believed is total transparency, total honesty. Listen, guys, if you want to be deceived, if you want to be conned, if you want to be scammed, you are watching the wrong video report. You are coming to the wrong site because I just don't go there, okay? There are a lot of guys out there that will do that for you, and be my guest. Go follow them instead. I don't give a damn. Listen, there are a lot of guys with 800 number boiler room operations, the dinosaurs of this business, still in business with their fast talking New York accented salespeople that, believe me, when it's a sunny day and they tell you that the sky is blue, make sure you look up at least twice to confirm because it's probably not accurate what's coming out of their mouth, okay? And they'll not only rip you off once, they'll do it twice before you're even into the game. That's how it goes. I don't play those games. I tell you who wins, I tell you who loses, and I think that's why I have the easily the most viewed video report in this business. It's why easily, for many, many years, I did so many media reports. And I'll be honest, I don't do any media anymore because 2 years ago, I just got sick of it. I just tired of doing interviews and talking about the same thing for 30 different guys and 30 different radio and TV stations, time after time, every 15 minutes. I just don't want to deal with that anymore because frankly, I can talk to you. You're the guys that count, not some damn meaningless radio audience that may never come to the site. You guys are the ones that count. So I say all this because it leads into my next statement. The handicappers yesterday here at the site absolutely sucked. I mean, that's the bottom line. Only 2 guys won yesterday. Brad Wilton and me. That's it. Now, reality is nobody ever said everybody won every single day. Anybody claims to win every single day, they are the biggest thieves in this business that you can possibly imagine. I love these guys who you can always tell they never have a sale because they win every single day. Oh, yeah, if you don't have a sale, you can always claim that you won. Easily said, right? Easily done. You're looking for people that can consistently turn you a profit over a long haul, and you're going to have losing streaks during those long hauls. But again, scroll up and down the homepage and look at how many handicappers have made $10 bettors, thousands of dollars over 20 days, over 20 weeks, over when they debuted at the site like Gabriel DuPont did last February to 3-4 years ago like Scott Delaney. Long-term profit. That's what matters in this business because you can absorb the losing streaks in between. And that's really the key. However, it does amaze me that these handicappers, they're based and scattered. We don't have an office, okay? There's not like a place where, hey, all of us just gather around and we handicap games. There's no such thing like that. I mean, our guys are scattered in Vegas, different parts of Florida, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, California, Canada, and they're all over the place. And most of them don't even know each other. That's the reality. They've never even met. Listen, they're all competitors. Some of them like each other, some of them don't. I don't even like all of them. Hey, I work with the devil, if they can win consistently, I don't care. Making you money is what matters here the most. But it is interesting to me how when I see on a particularly bad day, when there's a slew of games, a bunch of the handicappers all come on the same game. Blows my mind, especially when it's not even a big game. Now, when I say a slew of handicappers, when there's only 10 to 12 handicappers at the site, and like yesterday when 3 of them are on Iona, I don't know why. I mean, I saw Anthony Red, who had a big play yesterday, 109 college basketball winner, number 12 out of 15 on Iona against Rhode Island. And then I saw 2 more guys come in on Iona as well. I'd already handicapped the card. And I mean, I looked at Iona and Rhode Island. I didn't even give it a second thought. Boom, I just passed it right over. I had to go back and look and thought to myself, am I missing something here? Because all the plays come through customer service. So I see them in advance, before the guys launch the sites. I looked at the game and I thought, yeah, I was right skipping this game in the first place. And it was an obscure game. I mean, it was an NIT game, right? But it was an obscure game. And they all lost with Iona. It blows my mind. A couple of guys lost last night with BYU. A couple of guys were on Manhattan. I find at this particular time of the season, it's no different than a huge college football or college basketball Saturday card, a big Wednesday night college basketball card. As I've said to you many times, I like to concentrate the most where the odds makers concentrate the least, because that's where you're going to find the soft numbers. And those soft numbers in the often overlooked games are the easiest winners on the board. Listen, everybody's concentrating on the dance right now. Does anybody really care? Gamblers, handicappers alike, because of the little action they're going to take on these games, on games in the College Insider Tournament, on the CBI Tournament, even on the NIT. This isn't the NIT of before I was born in the 50s and 60s. Nobody cares about the NIT. The NIT is for losers, guys that weren't good enough to get in the dance. That's how it is. So again, it's just kind of an interesting thing that I run across here occasionally on the sites. Now, let me tell you this, first of all, a couple of promos that are still in effect today because the Charity Play of the Week won on Monday, courtesy of Brad Wilton. And if you have not yet made your donation, please do so. If you're watching this video on the website, you can get all the details simply by scrolling down here under my video report. Because it won, you can save $125 off the purchase price of any 30-day handicappers package. Anybody here at the site, $125 off right off the top by using coupon code SAVE125. And I'll tell you again, if you happen to be, and I'll use myself as an example, if you have 4 days left on a 30-day package with me, you want to re-up, you will then have 34 days. It automatically adjusts. You'll save $125 off your purchase price using coupon SAVE125. And if you happen to have any instant rebates that are applicable, they will work as well to maximize your savings. Or with all the tournament action we're going to have here today and through Sunday, if maybe you want to get a 7-day handicappers package, anybody here at the site, you can save $50. Most of these packages are well under $200 to begin with. And guys, the prices today are the same prices as yesterday and as a month ago. Nobody raised them. Save $50 off any 7-day handicappers package by using coupon code SAVE50, 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 no space between the word and the number. Remember, if you have any questions, you can always contact customer service. Now, as for me, as I said, I was one of the 2 winners here at the site yesterday when I cashed in with 15-dime winner number 20 out of 29 and a 15-dime play. Remember, is my normal top-rated selection because 99% of my plays are rated between 5 and 15 dimes, as I went with Murray State over UTEP, another game that nobody gives a damn about, okay? Easy win for Murray State. It was a 15-dime play. And that was just as big as my 15-dime winner, number 19 out of 28 on VCU over Dayton. It was 3 times bigger as my 5-dime winners, of which I'm on a 12-3 run in college, with, who were they? New Jersey Institute of Technology on Monday night, and SMU over UConn on Sunday. Well, those winners and the fact that I have won and turned a profit 8 of the past 10 weeks, and I'm already started this week with a monster winner last night, well, that allows me, guys, to press the action. And I've told you many times that you shouldn't be gambling if you don't have the balls to step up to the table when you're playing with somebody else's money and press. You don't walk away. You got to take shots, because that's how you make bankrolls go from nice-sized bankrolls to big bankrolls. And if you lose, well, you're playing with somebody else's money. When you're hot, that's the time to take the shots, guys. Your confidence is at an all-time high. You've got a feeling, a pulse of the games. It doesn't mean that you're going to win, but you got to take the shot. And that's what I'm doing tonight with a play that's bigger than all those plays. I've got a 20-dime release. That is a play that matches the biggest play of my career in college basketball. I've only had 5 others ever. 29 plays in college basketball. And it's your game between Colorado State and South Dakota State. It's an NIT game, just like Murray State was last night, just as strong as VCU over Dayton on Sunday. And I'm going to make myself the half-price play of the day. Half-price play of the day had won 6 straight, or 7? Let me just think here. It had won 6 straight days prior to yesterday's loser, which I'll note in just a moment. Well, let's get back on board and make it 7 out of 8 today. I'm the half-price play of the day, and it's coupon code HALF, H-A-L-F. All your other coupons are over on the homepage. Now, last night, Matt Rivers, we're going to have to fire his ass. After 5 consecutive, a 5-0 sweep from Wednesday through Sunday last week, all plays that you got as half-price play of the day releases with his blank check game of the year plays, he was on the wrong side last night, and he actually lost with BYU. Did you see that game? BYU against Mississippi? BYU was up by 17 points at halftime. I mean, you talk about the ultimate choke job. And here's the irony in that 94-90 loss. They lost to a Mississippi team that turned the ball over 21 times against South Carolina in their SEC quarterfinal game last week, okay? Then that same Mississippi team last night outscored BYU 25-0 off of turnovers. Go figure. What can I tell you? Let me get to your complimentary plays. In a play-in game tonight, I'm going to go with Boise State plus the 4 at Dayton. I know Dayton has the home game. Here's the thing. The Flyers have no depth. They are basically a 7-man team. Yes, they made the Elite 8 run a year ago, but they just don't have a lot of depth. And Boise State is much like Dayton. These two teams are going to run the floor. They're going to put plenty of points on the board. I know Boise State was very fortunate to make it into the dance, as was Dayton, even though Dayton felt, it should have made it easily since it had such a high RPI rating. But the fact is that both of them are in there. Dayton, of course, has the home court advantage. Listen, Boise State, before losing to Wyoming 71-66 in the Mountain West semifinals, had won 15 out of 16 games. They had gone 14-2 against the spread in that stretch. Derek Marks, the Mountain West Player of the Year, he was really bad in the Mountain West tournament. In 2 games, this is a guy who averaged 19.3 points a game. He shot 11 for 32. He was 3 for 14 in the second half against Wyoming. Derek Marks could be the Atlantic 10 Player of the Year if he played in that conference. He is a good player. He shot 28.6% against Wyoming. 5 previous games this season in which he shot under 40%. The next 5 games, he shot a combined 54.8%. Again, I'm going to go with Boise State. Listen, this is a team that won at UNLV as a 5-point dog, catching 1.5, or 1 by 5, catching 1.5. They won at San Diego State by 10, catching 7.5. They won at St. Mary's by 11 as a 6-point dog. Yeah, they lost at NC State. They should have lost at NC State. They only lost by 6. Flyers are coming off that loss to VCU, a game in which I had VCU as my 15-dime best bet, in fact, on Sunday. Yes, they're 9-0 at home in conference games. They have a nice RPI, both 25-8 teams. I just would rather grab the points with Boise in this particular spot. Your other complimentary play. I'm going to take a look at the game between Illinois State and Wisconsin Green Bay. Now, I was Mr. Horizon League this year. You know how much money I made, you and myself, in the Horizon League this year, okay? Wisconsin Green Bay, I look at the Phoenix, and I see that they were one of the 4 upper echelon teams in the Horizon League, okay? In fact, they just lost to Valpo, a game in which I rode the Crusaders last Monday in the title game of the tournament. But on the road against the top other 3 teams in the upper echelon of the Horizon League, they lost to Cleveland State, they lost at Oakland, they lost at Valpo twice, including the title game. That doesn't impress me. Scoring just 44 points in the tournament title game at Valpo doesn't impress me in a 10-point loss. Now, the Redbirds lost the Missouri Valley Conference title game 69-60 against a very tough defensive team, Northern Iowa. And that was after upsetting Wichita State 65-62 as an 8.5-point underdog in the semifinals to extend their winning streak to 6 in a row. They played some decent teams outside of the conference. Old Dominion, Seton Hall, Virginia Commonwealth, UAB, Murray State. I look at Wisconsin Green Bay's schedule, other than their natural, normal game every year against in-state teams like Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and Wisconsin. Who's the other big teams they played on their schedule? Cal Irvine, Miami, Florida, Georgia State, East Carolina, these things don't impress me. And the thing that I also look at, and I've told you this before, that in this time of the season when you have all non-conference games, you have to look at the strength of the conferences, okay? And as much as I love the Horizon League and how much money I made in it, fact is, Missouri Valley Conference is a better mid-major conference than the Horizon League. Look, when Wisconsin Green Bay played Valpo last Monday, I told you it was a winner gets in and the loser goes to the NIT because there was no way the second place, the runner-up team in that conference, because of its weak standing in terms of overall RPI and strength of schedule, was going to earn an at-large bid, and that's exactly how it played out. Didn't find that in the Missouri Valley Conference, did you? Wichita State advanced, didn't they? Illinois State could have, didn't. I think Illinois State's a better team, and they're only a 3.5-point favorite at home. So of the two free plays tonight, trust me, I like Illinois State a lot more over Wisconsin Green Bay than I do over with the Boise State underdog play. Again, Illinois State is your other complimentary play. I wish you well, guys. And tomorrow, remember, I treat tomorrow like a weekend. And as do all the handicappers here at the site. You know, everybody's going to be up by 9 a.m. Eastern time because we know those games are starting between 12 and 12:30 Eastern time. My video report will be up bright and early for you as well. Again, good luck, and I'll catch you again on Thursday.